Children, in this session, we'll continue with agriculture, second part now. The first of the food crop is rice. It is the most important crop of India and it is the staple diet of the people living in the northeast and the southern part of our country. Now, nearly 10,000 of the varieties of the world they are found there, out of which 4,000 varieties that grow over here in our country. Now, rice is such a crop that it can grow in the temperature condition which is high and the water condition which is the requirement is also high. So as long both of the conditions they are met, rice can be grown in any type of the soil, in any type of the climate and in any type of the altitude as well. Now where the types and the varieties they are concerned, in the northern half of India, rice is the kharif crop, but in the south it can be grown throughout the year, that is if the water availability or the irrigation that is there. Now the three types of grown in the different parts of India, they are: first one that grows into the lowland plain areas, so it is known as the wet or the lowland rice. One that is grown in the steppe farming, the terraces where the mountains they are cut in the form of the steppe, so there it is known as the terrace cultivation. The another one is where the supply of the water in the hilly area it is less, not as much as in the plain area, so the rice grown over in this region, in those regions, they are known as the dry or the upland rice. Where the soil requirement is concerned, rice can be grown in the variety of the soil type. Now, whether the soil is the lowlands or the river valleys, floodplain area, delta region and the coastal plains, rice can grow over here very easily. Now, the main requirement is that the deep, fertile clay or the friable loams, that is considered to be the best for the cultivation of rice. Even the black lava soil, that is also considered to be suitable. Where the climatic conditions they are concerned, temperature on an average with a range of 16 degrees Celsius to 32 degrees Celsius, that is considered to be the best one. 24 degrees Celsius is the average temperature. Now during the growing season, 18 degrees Celsius and 32 degrees Celsius at the time of the ripening, and it requires the good quantity of sunshine. Where the rainfall is concerned, it is about 150 centimeters to 200 centimeters. That is what is required. And during the growing season, the early one, the flooded fields, they are required for it. Slight rainfall before the ripening, it helps in the increasing the size of the grain. Its geographical requirement include that the rice requires plenty of the sunshine, heavy rainfall, irrigated deep alluvial clay soil, plenty of the labor to work on the field, because most of it is the manual work. Now, the methods of cultivation include the broadcasting method, dibbling, drilling, transplantation and Japanese method of cultivation of rice. Let us go through it one by one. Now, where the broadcasting method is concerned, it is also known as the scattering method. So what the farmers they do, they simply hold the seed in their hand and spread it out, scatter it over all over the field by hand. Now this method, it is used to sow the inferior quality of the seed and its produce is very low. Second one is dibbling. Now in this method, seeds are dropped at the regular interval in the furrows that are made by the farmers with the help of the plow. Now a plow or a dibber, it is a pointed stick that is used to make the hole in the ground to plant a seed. Now this type of the method, it is very time consuming. Next one is the drilling method. While using the plow, these seeds are dropped through the bamboo shaft that is attached to it in the furrows made by the plow in a straight line. Like the picture of the drilling machine that is given over there, the end of each of the spoke is where the hole it will be there and the seeds it would be dropped in the furrow through that hole. Now this method, it saves the wastage of the seed, but again it is very time consuming. Now the next method is the transplantation method. Now children, this method we have already observed. If you have been very keen watcher while going through the road journey, the labor, they plant the rice crop with their hand in the field which is covered with the water, with the standing water there. Now, first of all, the seeds, they are grown in the nurseries after soaking them in water for 24 hours. After 4 weeks, when these seedlings, they are about 20 centimeters tall, they are uprooted and are planted in the flooded fields so that they can grow again. Now, this is the manual process. This is where the manual labor that is required. Now, it is practiced in the areas of the fertile soil, abundant rainfall, plenty of sunshine, and plenty of the supply of labor. The advantages of this method include that the lot of the labor is required, not this labor that is easily available. When resowing the weeds, they are removed, and then there is the less wastage of the seeds as compared to the broadcasting method. Next one is the Japanese method of the cultivation. Now, why the name Japanese method that is given? Because the quality of the seed used, that is by the name of Japonica. So, Japanese method. It follows the process of the transplantation, where the use of the less but the good quality of the seed is made. Sowing of the seed is raised in the nursery beds, and then fertilizing them, that becomes very easy. Removing of the weed, it becomes very easy, and much use of the manure it is made to obtain the higher yield. In many parts of Asia, this is the method that is being followed. Harvesting and processing of the rice. Harvesting of the rice, it is done by hand. The cut crop, it is left in the field to dry off for 3 to 4 days. Then the piles of the rice crop, it is made. Each of the pile, it is then taken by the farmer and is beaten on a huge piece of a rock, or maybe the bullocks are made to trample upon it. The purpose is to separate the grain, to separate the seed. Then it is sent for the polishing. Now, polishing makes the rice look good, but the nutrient value, that is lost. So, the hand pounded rice, that is considered to be a better option. There are certain diseases that affect the rice. They are like rice tungro virus, green leaf hopper, rice case worm, paddy stem bourne, blast of bacterial leaf streak, stem rot, and stripe. These all they are mentioned. Just learn the names. Crop wise, it is important that you do that. Now, what are the problems in the rice cultivation? The problem is with regard to the production per hectare, which is very low. Now, it is low because of the low quality of the seed that is used. Then the fertilizers, insecticides, they are not properly used. Farmers, they do not get the suitable supply for their crop. All right, suitable price is not what they get from the middlemen. Then the proper storage of the rice, it is not available. Now, the diseases that we have gone through earlier, they damage the rice crop and they can reduce the production as well. So these were the few of the problems that were associated with the rice cultivation. Now, distribution of the rice crop, as discussed earlier, that if the temperature and if the water conditions, they are right, the rice can grow into the variety of the climatic condition. Now, in our country, lower middle Gangetic Plain, Brahmaputra Valley, east and west coastal region, parts of peninsular region, especially the state of Tamil Nadu, where the yield per hectare is quite high in India. Now, major rice producing states, they are West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, and Bihar. Children, remember one thing, that rice is the food crop of peninsular India, but in the north, especially in Punjab and Haryana, it is considered as the cash crop. So this was with regard to the rice cultivation.